Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Biden has his own team of coronavirus experts, his task force. And one of the members, in fact, the lead, Dr. Michael Osterholm, says that, Biden should shut the country down for 4 to 6 weeks so that the pandemic can be brought under control and revive the economy. So, what he is saying is don't just shut the businesses down where people are suffering. Make sure you pay both the employees and the businesses too. So, this came out November 13th, 2020, shutting down businesses and paying people for lost wages for 4 to 6 weeks could help keep the coronavirus pandemic in check and get the economy on track until a vaccine is approved and distributed, said Dr. Michael Osterholm, a coronavirus advisor to President elect Joe Biden. Osterholm, who serves as director of the Center of Infectious Disease Research and Policy at the University of Minnesota, said earlier this week that the country is headed towards COVID hell. Cases are rising as more people grow tired of wearing masks and social distancing, suffering from so called pandemic fatigue, he said Wednesday. Colder weather is also driving people indoors where the virus can spread more easily. A nationwide lockdown would drive the number of new cases and hospitalizations down to manageable levels while the world awaits a vaccine, he told Yahoo Finance on Wednesday. We could pay for a package right now to cover all of the lost wages for individual workers, for losses to small companies, to medium sized companies, or city, state, and county governments. We could do all of that, he said. If we did that, then we could lock down for 4 to 6 weeks. In an interview with NBC on Thursday, Osterholm clarified his comments, saying, "It was not a recommendation. I have never made this recommendation to Biden's group. We've never talked about it. My only point was if we are going to keep making restrictions state by state, there is no compensation for the businesses that are being impacted," he added. "What we're doing right now is not working." Biden transition official told NBC News that a shutdown is not in line with the president elect's thinking. Osterholm was appointed to Biden's 12-member COVID advisory board on Monday. The panel of advisors is co-chaired by former Surgeon General Vivek Murthy, a former Food and Drug Administration Commissioner David Kessler, and Dr. Marcella Nunez Smith of Yale University, other task force members. All right, so he just look like he got a bunch of people that are doctors at some of the major universities in the country. A representative for Biden did not respond to CNBC's request for comment. Osterholm on Wednesday referenced an August op-ed he wrote with Minneapolis Federal Reserve President Neil Kashkari, in which the two argued for more restrictive and uniform lockdowns across the nation. The problem with the March to May lockdown was that it was not uniformly stringent across the country. For example, Minnesota deemed 78% of its workers essential. They wrote in the New York Times, to be effective, the lockdown has to be as comprehensive and strict as possible. On Wednesday, Osterholm said such a lockdown would help the country bring the virus under control, like they did in New Zealand and Australia. Epidemiologists have repeatedly pointed to New Zealand and Australia and parts of Asia where it has been brought, where they brought the number of daily new cases to under 10 as an example of how to contain the virus. We would really watch ourselves um, into the vaccine availability in the first and second quarter of next year, while bringing back the economy long before that, he said Wednesday. On the current trajectory, Osterholm said the U.S. is headed for dark days before a vaccine becomes available. He said healthcare systems across the country are already overwhelmed in places such as El Paso, Texas, where local officials have already closed businesses, and the federal government is sending resources to handle a surge in deaths caused by COVID-19. People don't want to hear that El Paso isn't an isolated incident. El Paso is, in many instances, will become the norm, he said. I think that the message is, how do we get through this? We need FDR moments right now. We need fireside chats. We need someone to tell America this is what the hell is going on. Well, I mean, I'm sure they're going to have to try different things from the Trump administration. Everything that Trump did, it did not work. Everything that many of these individual governors did in their state, it did not work. Everything failed. And you can see many of the same patterns are being repeated over again. So these folks have not learned a damn thing from the first shutdown back in March. They're just repeating the same patterns again. But see, that's the norm for these folks that are in charge. You know, they just keep repeating the same thing over and over and beating a dead horse. And this is how they do things. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Do you agree with this doctor? The country needs a 4 to 6 week shutdown with everybody being compensated during that time period for lost wages. Tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.